we are. Okay, so not too much. A few changes here. Midas, 2 copies of create a character that won't give you a treasure, but now you can get quest characters. So Midas can go slay with Lance now, and you can also get some treasures, though not super reliably. Pretty significant buff. Opens up a new comp that Midas would typically want to go for. Like Slay usually scales really well with upgrades, but right now you just can't really go Slay, because A, you can't get the Slay treasures, which kind of enable most Slay units right now. And the Slay unit that doesn't require a treasure enabler, you just can't get on the hero, because you can't get Lance. I can zoom in, I guess. Bright and small. I don't think there's a dark mode. Sphinx, no more second spell slot. Yeah, pretty gigantic nerf, honestly. It's a lot harder to high roll now, and you don't have a relevant hero when you get the 6. Well, after that one turn. The second spell slot, being able to like find combat spells, find spells to buff the things you need, or just like fuel hat ball if you happen to be in that, it's a really big deal. Now you just have, sometimes you hit some crazy high rolls, but those crazy high rolls are going to happen half as often. Yeah, they did do something with Sphinx, but this is pretty drastic. Avella, your evil characters have +2 attack for each of your animals that died this brawl. I mean, it scales into the late game a little bit better, I guess. I don't know if my problem on my Avella games is ever... I guess this makes Black Cat a lot better, right? Because the token that you get out of the Black Cat will be a 3-1 instead of a 2-1, which matters a lot early on. I don't think this does a whole lot as Avella scales into the mid game, but probably makes your early game a little bit more reliable. And maybe you can go like full tokens and have it work when you're getting +2 instead of +1. Where right now it still kind of feels like you need to play some attack supports in the back. I don't know. I mean, pretty obviously a buff, but interested in seeing how significant of a buff it is. Level 4 treasure. +1 gold when you cast a spell. It doesn't have a name. That's a weird one. Fork is better. Yeah. But you're not always going to be offered Fork. So when you don't have another mage treasure, this is generally worse than like a Merlin's Hat. It plays better with the 0 cost spells, so like coin. And it compounds well with the hat. Like if you've got hat and you got this, then all of your cantrips are generating gold. Your Mix-a-Wizzles play as coins. +1 gold's crazy with ball. Well, it's worse than spells costing 2 less, generally. Usually this just says your spells cost 1 less. It's just that 1 less can be negative now. Where Merlin's Hat doesn't make a 1 cost spell generate gold. This makes a 0 cost spell generate gold. Monster Book makes money. Oh, this works in combat. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. To cast, not buy. Yeah, yeah. Strong alternative to Forking Rod on pants. Yeah. Maybe. Can theoretically go infinite with it. I mean, you can theoretically go infinite with just a crystal ball and coins, right? Or like, yeah. Or like coins, Forking Rod, roll. Theoretical infinite is not actually infinite. Harder Force Mages meta? Probably not. I don't know if 1 level 4 treasure makes that much of a difference. It's also another one that affects costs, right? They're already There are already a lot of ways to change the costs. The big bottleneck for mages is casting multiple spells. This doesn't really help with that. Yeah, 9th book going to level 6. Kinda makes sense. I don't know. It's got the power level for a 6. Just usually 6s are more generic than this. Most of the time you see this in your pool of 6s, you're gonna feel bad about it. Like, what are the... If I go to collection... Treasures... 6... Like, the only ones of these that you can't throw in, like, any comp are, like, Evil Eye and Embiggening Stone. But, like, Embiggening Stone's usually just bad because you're getting it too late. Arc, kind of. Evil Eye is a 5 now. I guess that keeps the ratio of, like, generic to more specific treasures the same if they're moving Evil Eye down. Bargaining chip. Level 4 treasure. Your characters cost 1 less. Plays really well with Hippo. Your chickens generate gold. What else is this good for? With Zell broken? Is it? Is it that much better than Fool's Gold with Zell? It's only better on Zell if you're buying 5 units a turn. I don't know how often you're buying 5 units a turn. No treasure worse than Rod of Half-Ball. Probably. Rod has the bonus of both doubling the spell and showing you more spells. This just shows you more spells generally, because it gives you more rolls. You don't lose access to spells? Sure. I don't know, that doesn't matter that much. Zell's not usually trying to cast spells much either, because his roll equity is so good. Why would you spend 2 gold on a spell when you can spend that 2 gold rolling and buying more cheap 6s? Where's Fool's Gold with Hippo, is what you're calling it? Yeah, I mean, it's pretty nutty with Hippo. It's really nutty with Hippo. Anyway, good boy, last breath. Give your other good characters my attack and health, so he no longer buffs himself. I believe they also said in the Discord they made the same change to Friendly Spirit. So, no more of that shenanigans. This probably makes Copy Boy unpickable. I don't know why you would ever go Copycat if you're not double dipping like that. Trophy Hunter hard nerfed? Yeah. Trophy Hunter no longer goes nuts either. Does Mirror still work? It should, because it's not the same good boy. Hey, Slayla, thanks for the Prime. Thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back. Already have a tripled Copycat? Yeah, but why would you have a tripled Copycat? What's the purpose of buying Copycat anymore? Isn't the whole reason you buy Copycat now for the whole dream and aspiration of one day buying a good boy? Like, most of the time that I buy Copycats now, it's when I already have good boys and I just want to make my comp a little bit stronger, because I need to be a little bit bigger to win the lobby. Copycat work with 2 good boys? Oh, that still works. That still works, yeah. So you need to position 2 the cat and have 2 behind it and not get one of them scammed. Yeah. Sure. This change is sweet. The Jormungand, whenever another one of your characters triggers a Slayability, also trigger mine. And he still has the Slay 2020. I keep dragging. So something that actually scales with how many times you're getting Slays. Now, a little bit awkwardly, if you have, like, Choop Baba Yaga with Grimsoul, you kind of want to also have the Jorm in the Baba Yaga. But the Baba Yaga, but the Grimsoul can go on the Jorm instead of the Choop. I feel like this leads to some real jank, but... Like, those are pretty significant 50-50s. Because it's permascaling 50-50s with Choop or Lance. Sometimes you get, like, +20/+20 on your Lance, and sometimes you don't, and you're just buffing the Jorm. Also, if you have this and Choop under a Baba Yaga, and Grimsoul goes on the Choop. Does this get doubled for the double? Like, does Choop trigger 4 times and then this trigger 8? Or is it not counted as a Slay? Is there a link to this paste bin? I can make a link, I guess. There you go. It should count as a Slay. Yeah, that's kind of jank. I don't know. I like the idea behind this. But if this is going to come down to a bunch of combats being 50-50s with your Grimsoul, I kind of hate it. I'd almost like it more if it didn't have a Slay of its own. Or if it, like, didn't have the Slay keyword. It's still... I don't know. I really like the idea of having another thing that benefits from other units slaying, just so it doesn't feel like your whole comp is 1 unit plus Baba Yaga. But... yeah. Yeah, just like a big level 6 Shadow Assassin. But right now, if you don't get your Shadow Assassin early, you're just not playing Shadow Assassin a lot of the time. They did that with Book of Heroes. They can be cheeky with wording. Yeah. It is kind of weird to have, like, your explicitly Slay supporting card not have the Slay word on it, though, and have a workaround ability. Like, it's awkward for reasons other than just, like, putting that type of wording in the game. I think you're reading and these Trophy Hunter got better because of the support treasure changes and maybe Jorm. I mean, Trophy Hunter is completely different. If Trophy Hunter got better, he's not the same comp that he was before. Because this current comp does not work if Friendly Spirit and Good Boy don't buff themselves. Or at least his current Exodia comp. White. Dwarves in your shop have +1/+2. This is a permanent bonus, much like Fairy Tail. I like this a lot. Makes your Tweedledees better, makes like picking up random W's in the mid-game a lot better. It's not immediate tempo. You still need to buy the white before the Dwarves, which was one of the things that I liked about when white was really good. You could buy them in any order and it was fine. It didn't feel bad to like buy a white on 3.2. Where now it has that problem again, but at least it's a unit that kind of matters if you pick it up on 3.0. Where right now it feels like Fanny, in early Fanny is the thing that lets you go Dwarves. I could see just like a 3.0 white being the thing that lets you go Dwarves. Or maybe even like pick this up on 3.2 and pick up Tweedles. Maybe that's fine. +1/+2 on Tweedle's pretty big. Makes it a 7/3 and then a 3/7. Interesting that you don't have to actually one white. Yeah. You already want to take it out at some point. It's kind of cool that this is just a bench unit now. Or at least a bench unit once you start getting Angries and stuff. Yeah, double dips on Tweedle, double dips on Double E. Sort of in a weird way, double dips on Greedy and Angry, because they benefit from surviving an attack. Not like actually double dipping, but makes their abilities easier to proc. Bossy, moves level 5, your other dwarves have +3/+3, start stats at 6/6. It's even good. It's a 6/6. At least with Angry. Angry's what, like a 6/16? I don't even know what its stat line is. Angry's big. 5/15. It also doesn't boost itself in the same way that Angry does. Granted, you always get it, but also when it dies, you lose the boost. I'm trying to imagine... like, would I want to play this over Sporko on my level 5 Dwarf comp? I feel like the answer is usually going to be no. And then once you get Lordies, you obviously don't care about this anymore. Aside from it being a Dwarf. Yeah, that's the other thing. Now you have 2 dwarves that kind of do the same sort of thing at the same level. Hey!
Howdy.
EJ, thanks for the Prime! Thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. All the dwarves, another one in the pool. Yeah. This change is sweet. I'm interested in playing with this. This feels like wasted space. Too hard to not see dwarves at 4-5. Maybe. At the same time, though, when you're looking to buy random dwarves, you don't really want to spend 5 gold on the random dwarves. Like, if I'm looking for random dwarves to upgrade my white, I'll often be skipping over Angries if I don't have the right stuff for it. How many coffees is 20 months of Prime? A lot. Joan of Aardvark. Is there art for this in the beta? I want to install the beta just to see what this art is. New character. Level 6, 5/5, good animal princess. Your princes and princesses have +5/+5 for each quest you have completed this game. How many quests do you complete in a game? Like, you get Cinderella, that one's free. Brave Princess or Nutcracker. If you try real hard, you can get Lance. Say this is giving +15/+15. It boosts itself too, right? It doesn't say other. So you got a 20/20 that gives everything 15/15. 10s into the teams a lot. Kinda? I guess when it upgrades, it's pretty big too. I'm guessing it's 10/10 then. The cool thing about it is that if you have 2, you can probably pretty easily get a Lance upgraded too, which gives you a 3rd. And then it becomes very easy to put Hark on your board. So it kind of snowballs itself, too. So I guess if you have 3, you can probably get 4. And then if you get 4 and upgrade this, that's +40/+40 to your board. That's still not winning an endgame. Board-wide buffs are scary. It's level 6. It's also an animal. Oh, it is an animal. Huh. Click the art. Oh my god. That is an aardvark. Bearsteen at 5 seems like it'll kill a lot of people before they get to 6. I think Pumpkin at 5 is gonna kill more people than Bearsteen at 5. Upgraded Pumpkins murder lobbies. This is a really interesting change. On one hand, like, the Pumpkin comp doesn't fully come together until you get level 6 treasures. But it also makes just, like, maybe you want to be Queen of Hearts longer, and then Queen of Hearts pivots into Pumpkin, which then pivots into level 6 treasures. Where right now, Evil Comp has a spot where it's kind of bad at level 5. Putting their capstone unit to level 5 is a weird way to fix that, but it's definitely interesting. Yeah, we're full evil going into 6. Yeah, I used to be more. Bearsteen to 5 is a good effort to fix the tier 5 desert. Yeah. Pumpkin himself now spawns a 4. True! So Pumpkin's not making fucking apple tree in your back slot anymore. Instead, it's gonna turn into a Medusa and actually kill the opponent. It's so much better. I guess on the downside, it can't turn into Siren anymore. Oh, there are boards that Medusa is much better to get. It also means you can get Sporko in a good spot for it, too. I don't know. Shoulder Fairies. They don't have the final wording yet. I've been told that it works like Storm King. That's their way of having not interact with Echo Wood, but it's kind of hard to say. Seems like this is their goal, and they're trying to find a way to word it that facilitates it. This... I don't know, this is weird. This is like kind of the whole reason Shoulder Fairies is good. Also a big part of what makes Echo Wood good. Except is now purely transition from mid to end game. But it's not part of the transition, right? Like, it's not really something that you're gonna want on your end game board. It's just a tempo unit. And it's a tempo unit that you gotta, like, spend the early game setting up for, too. So, like, it would gain health now. Good boy, Bearsteen. Health supports. Guess that's just still good. They're very different. They're very, very different. It does also depend, like, where the wording ends up, too. You could stats in an echoless treant board. Yeah, probably. It's just those comps usually needed Echo Wood to actually close. And now they can't get Echoes because they can't get health. Into a trees comp. I mean, now you just don't buy Echo Wood in that comp, just like before. This has been the best tier 5 by a mile. Yeah, I don't know, it seems like them both buffing the 5 pool and then nerfing fairies is a bit weird. I would expect them to do one or the other. Where, like, now we have 2 more level 5s that build into the endgame and give you a direction at 5. Where they remove that ability from fairies and turn it into just a tempo unit. Or at least that's my first impression of what this fairies is. I think it is now a better dwarf card than a tree card. That was true outside of roundtable trees before shoulder fairies as well. When you didn't have roundtable, Echo Wood was pretty bad in trees. Bearsteen moves to 5. When you summon an animal during the brawl, double attack and health starts at 5/7, but no longer gives animals 2/2. Nah, the patch isn't live yet. Yeah, it's no longer a good boy unit. Or at least no longer the best use for it is with good boy. But not giving 2/2 is pretty significant. Because now, if you just have Bearsteen Baby Bear, you still don't, that still doesn't do anything. Your 1/1 turns into a 4/4 and an 8/8 in some order. It's more treasure dependent now. Yeah. But they're cheaper to buy. You can buy them earlier. I don't know. I've cheated out enough Bearsteens and had enough Bearsteens cheated out against me to not be too scared of Bearsteen going to 5. Like, I'm way more scared of Pumpkin at 5 than I am of Bearsteen at 5 because of the potential to just jam a bunch of upgraded units in your face and kill you. But especially if they're nerfing Bearsteen's ability too, I don't think it's that scary. I think a pedo meta. Yeah. This is a pretty big buff to Pedo, for sure. Pedo's usually falling off a bit at 5. Cutting a bunch of garbage treasures. Horn of Olympus to 4, Evil Eye to 5. Oh, they buffed Fancy Pants. Now I get to feel even worse when I buy chickens. And then we got Mad Hat and Matter Hat. Level 4 treasure, when you roll, give a random character in your shop 6/6, and Matter Hat, level 5 treasure, give a random character in your shop 10/10. I imagine they wouldn't put both of these to live. They'll just, like, pick one of them, and that'll be the one that goes up. Or they're just testing them both at the same time in the test server. Would be my guess. Yeah, as Dark Twinge said. It'll be one or the other according to LC. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, these are just the notes on the beta server. Nothing is set in stone. Usually things undergo quite a few changes before they go to live. Super on board with removing Vecna and buffing Fancy Pants. I'm down for removing Vecna. I don't hate Fancy Pants in its current form. I don't mind it getting buffed, but I don't know. Never thought the treasure was that bad. Yeah, their Matter make the cut because of Blind Mouse. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how game breaking it is to Blind Mouse into this. That might be one of the things they're keeping an eye on. I imagine they go to different ones. Or just random which ones they go on. Out of depth at 3/3. It's a buff that compounds when you triple things. It's the same reason why like Fairy Tail is good. So like if you Fancy Pants Sporko 3 times, you've got a 15/15 ranged unit. And that's staying in all game. Make pants on tigers fun now. Yeah. I don't know. I don't hate seeing the buff. I'm just a little surprised. What are the stats on it? Storm is certainly better. Let me see. What's this? By average placement, it's in the bottom third. Percentage in the bottom third. It's picked a reasonable amount. That's partially just how generic it is. Show Evil Eye in 3. Evil Eye... There was something broken early in the patch, and I just haven't bothered to fix it. Evil Eye is being registered up here, and it's fucking with the JavaScript. It shouldn't be an issue when we get the next patch. Okay, anyway, I guess that's everything there.